We are live. Hello everyone and welcome back into this new video. Today we are going to talk about if your business is sellable or it's just busy. Why is important to talk about this topic? Because actually I have just seen that many founders think that because they have a profit business, at the same time it means that that business is sellable. But in reality, when we are dealing with buyers, doing due diligence, profit doesn't necessarily mean that your business is. Okay, my phone should be back right now. Sorry for it. So I was saying that during due diligence, buyers found are looking for every excuse to ask for a discount, and usually profit doesn't necessarily mean that it is a good assets, and so your business is actually sellable. So let's see here in this video some of these situations for allowing you to get a better offer that best match your expectations. So of course, some people that I have already watched some of my videos might think that I'm repeating myself, but I do believe that it's really important to always to answering one question. And the question, of course, is if you could take 3 months off from running your firm, your business, your baby, if you can take 3 months off, if you could just disappear starting from tomorrow, would your business keep its value or it just collapse? And think also about one extra thing when you actually think inside your head the answer to this question. Taking time off from your business doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go on holiday. I mean, we would like to think that we are always going on holiday, but it could also mean that like one of the 5D for one of the 5Ds that might force you to exit is actually disease. So if for starting from tomorrow, you have a disease like a crash, a car crash, and you need to step back, you need to disappear from your business, think deeply about the answer and be honest with yourself. Would you think that your business is going to keep its value, or do you think it's going to collapse? Because survive, answering like I think it will survive is actually not giving that answer that we want. We want an answer saying, yes, I'm 100% sure that no matter is going to happen to me, my team, my workflow, my operation, my systems in place are going to keep running smoothly. And I am sure that when I'm going to be back 3 months after, actually my business is still there. My business probably might also be my house of scale in 3 months, so I can get a better margin, anything like that. So we want an answer like this instead of saying like, oh yeah, I think you might survive. That's not the answer that we want. So let's see now what actually it means if we have just answer. I think my business might survive, or if we have answered something like, oh, my business is actually me. So if I'm not being there, there's no business at the same time as well. I know that it's an uncomfortable truth, but buyers, as I already said, they are actually running an experiment on you before showing up in front of your door and offering you one value for your business. So, for instance, like doing due diligence, they do not want to see what had happened like 6 months after, but they want to see what had been the situation actually in 2 years of time and better in 5 years of time, because they want to see when the crisis happens, if there is like a cycle that is going to repeat, how you have solved a crisis, if it was dependent on your company, if it was depending on the market, such as COVID. So they want to see actually how profitable is your business. So they are always trying to come back as much as possible. Right now, they are still trying to understand what was the situation before COVID. It's not something that right now in 2026, we are 5-ish years after COVID. So it's not like too strict to see what was your business before COVID. But in any case, they always want to see, if you have an older business, what was you running actually before COVID, because they want to see if there had been an improvement. So maybe you have adapted already your services to the digital world, or like how you have managed your crisis in terms of leaderships, in terms of stick with your clients. So in any case, usually they always still come back to COVID time and want to have a look at whatever happened. And this is because actually every buyer that buys a business, it's actually accepting a risk buying your business. And therefore, what they are really looking for is predictability, transferability, and risk reduction. No one wants actually to buy something that has a high risk of something. So no one want to actually want to buy a business where if it disappear, there's not going to be any business at all. If usually say like if you have 40% of your income coming from one single client, usually that is a very bad sign during due diligence. Because it actually means that if for whatever reason your client is not renovating, is not signing the reconfirmation letter, actually it means that 40% of your cash flow, of your income, of your salary is actually missing. And that's a huge, massive gap inside your financials. So they want to be sure that not only that the business doesn't depend on you, but how much clients actually splits in how many clients your financial splits. How good is your team in actually delivering your service, because without delivering there's not going to be any product, and therefore there's not going to be any payment as well. So buyers are actually not trying to reduce as much as possible risks because they already know that as much as we want to be optimistic and we want to say, yes, I'm going to be as good as predicting everything, there's always something that might run out of our control, and therefore like something might go wrong. For instance, you could have one person in the team leaving, and it's something that is really difficult to predict. So buyers want to reduce as much as possible risk today because they already know that they need to go into a phase. Usually it's called the transition phase, the transition time or transition period, where actually they need to face challenging to surviving for raising again. In exit strategy, we help service businesses in becoming exit ready in the operationals, in the leadership, and we, with our experts that collaborate with us, we take care also on the financial and the legal part. So let's try to see come more deep some of these cases and how we can actually fix them. So as we had said earlier, profit doesn't necessarily mean that buyers are going to have a value. So having a profitable business is not automatically equal to saying that it's sellable. So a business can be profitable, but buyers can still ask for very heavily discount if the deliverables, for instance, depends on the founders. If the results varies month to month, so it's really complicated to figure out what might be the scaling curve after. If the clients are owned by one single person, because that person is the only one with social skills, with leadership, with negotiation skills, or something like that. So that person is the only one that the client want to talk with. As well, like another reason, it could be that your business actually is profitable, but if everything runs inside your head, actually no one can enter in your head if you disappear, and therefore if you do not have systems, your business values is more like equal to zero. Buyers, because this is happening because buyers actually are buying for multiples and not for effort. So what actually buyers are not willing to buy, but they are actually buying are like stable deliverables, repeatable processes, reliable numbers as well. And another topic is like leadership. So leadership that actually can move the business forward and stay up to the date and stay up to wherever is going to be the new request on the market. So if you figure out right now that you are in one of the situations where actually you're like, okay, I can't just check this line, the box of this line, don't be scared, just drop me a message or contact us on www.internationalexitstrategy.com. There's going to be the button contact us, leave a form, explain your request, and we are going to be back to you trying to help you out in actually solving these issues. Because there's no any miracle, so everyone can actually have a healthy and profitable and sellable business, but it means that you need to act right now. You can't just how can I say, you can't just expect, for instance, to do the diet only one day, not to be consistent through the time, and then gain the shape that you want, you wish for. You can just get fit only if you're constant in your diet, and your business works exactly in the same way. So I don't want to say like if you want to sell, just do not wait until the last 6 months, because I do believe that selling is always something like getting ready for the exit. So getting ready with your session plan, it's actually something that every business has to have in place from day one, and can't wait from the last moment, because you might not be ready in the last moment. And if you are in a rush, if you are very stressed in that business, this is a good reason for asking for a discount. Or as I'm seeing around, is just that some people do not want to wait, and so they dissolve the company without actually getting any pension scheme on the background. So if we do not want that you are going to running a business that actually is a kind of another way of saying a full-time job, we want you really to be an entrepreneur and having a business that actually tomorrow can bring you something back if you wish, but it needs to be your choice. And for being your choice, it means that as the diet or as the training at the gym, if you want a fit business, you need to start today in getting in shape. I want to tell you this very short story, but I hope that it is going to give you a clear example of what actually might means trying to building a profitable and sellable business at the same time. So there had been this service business that I worked with, which was very profitable, but the founder was what is called like the bottleneck. And so the main issue we have identified during the gap and opportunity reviews was just that every important client relationships went through the founder. And then another point was that the delivery decision needs as well the founder approval. And then the team was working really hard, so the risk of burnout was really high. But they were inconsistent because they were not well motivated through a wrong leadership in place. So this business actually on the paper was looking very busy, and the profit was there. In the number was saying like this business is profitable, but for the buyer, that the business was too risky, and therefore the founder was not receiving any offer. And as I like to say, we don't want you to work harder, we want you to work smarter. So we did simply 3 moves for solving these 3 points that I just explained to you. So the first one was that because every important decision, client relationship decision were going through the founder, what we have asked was just like shift one key client relationships to a delivery lead. How? With a structural handover. Of course, we have started with one. Once we have found the right formula, this formula had been replicated also to other clients. So in this way, there had been multiple clients transferred to multiple leads instead of going all of them to one single person. Another point was just like delivery decision needs always the founder approval. So what we had actually put in place was a system where we documented one core delivery process. And based on that, people in the delivery team were able to solve by themselves usually more than 80% of the cases. How? Usually I just put the three options. So I just say like if what happens is under value A, you need to act like this. Or like if the situation is between the value A and the value B, you just need to escalate to the department. It depends on how complex is the business, of course. And then the last one is just like if this rare situation, which is over the top, just happens, so you are in the value C, please just escalate to the founder. But this is just one case in a million. So you can see that actually we have moved that delivery to mainly to the founder. And then, yes, we usually run tests. So we see, first of all, what is going to happen in 2 weeks' time working alone. Then we see what is going to happen if the founder disappears in 30 days. And then we try to, based on the feedback that we received and the kind of amendment that we do, we just try to arrive to be successful in the test of the 3 months, rising the time where the founder is disappearing. So in this way, the result is just that you try to get fewer surprises. You want to get more predictable deliverables, and the business actually is transferable. It's transferable to the lead team. It's transferable to a new board, which is actually the evaluation that the buyers are looking for. And this is exactly one of the reasons which allows you to get an offer, and more like to get also a premium offer. So there is always a solution for everyone. What is important is just that to start thinking about it from today and not waiting for tomorrow when it could be too late, especially because, allow me to say it, what is happening right now and currently in the market is just like the majority of the time founders are asking when they want to sell, they are asking for a higher price compared to the market. And there's not going to be any buyers that actually want to give more value, especially if your business doesn't worth those money. So if you want to earn more, it means that we need to create a business which actually worth that price, which doesn't necessarily mean pay attention. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to only fix financials and processes with like SUPs. It means also that maybe you are required to produce, to integrate, to create a new service, a new offer inside your business, which is up to date. So is, for instance, like talking to a new type of audience, like the Gen Z, for instance. And in that way, if you have more a wider audience, your business have higher value, and the buyers are willing to pay for premium value for your business. But to build this new offer, it might take it takes time, and but you get whatever number of offer you want. So many times when you came, getting ready for the exit means also having a look not only at what is your business, but having a look also what you want from your business. What actually it means for you selling your business, because based on the value that you want to get, we need to work in a different way. We need to it takes a different amount of time to reach that point. So there is not a strict single way. I always like to say that our services in international exit strategies are tailored for our customers, because we really listen to you. We really help you in achieving your goals. And of course, so something in the background is standardized, but then we need to see what moves actually works best for you for reaching your point. So I can see we already like 30 minutes in this 2026. I want to keep shorter my lives. So for today, I'm going to close it right now. Sorry, for I just got confused. So I'm just going to hand up the live here. I never know how to close this time. Sorry. So yeah. In the next live, I want to talk to you about 3 silent killers of evaluations and how you can actually fix them. So if you want to learn more about the topic, please join me next week. And or if you are just in there watching situation, just see the next video available. Okay, I'm just going to close right now. Thank you so much for having been here. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in contact with me. You can find me as Stefania Arca on LinkedIn, or you can contact me and my team as well on www.internationalexitstrategy.com. Going into the contact us button, click there, and over there there's going to be the form to fill it out with all your doubts, and we are going to get to you in 24-48 hours. There was something more I wanted to say, I just forgot it. Well, it's going to be for another time. Thank you so much, guys, and see you next week. Thank you. Bye.